Hi everyone, thanks for checking out this week's edition of the Startup Rundown. I've got 3 great events to share with you this week, and they're all focused on startup funding. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kevin Dahl, and I've been living and working in and around Calgary's tech community for the last 15 plus years. I'm currently an advisor with Platform Calgary, and I'm also the co-founder of a startup called Everywork, an on-demand platform for people and businesses to book seats in co-working spaces around them. Every weekend, I scour the internet looking for cool events happening in Calgary. My goal is that in about 5 minutes or less, which is about as much time as it takes to install a new Stinger transition, I can give you a rundown of cool events that are taking place this week in our city. With that said, I want to jump right into it. The first event I wanted to talk a little bit about today is actually one being put on Tuesday by the Alberta Securities Commission. This event is all about understanding some of the new changes that have been recently released by the Alberta Securities Commission around investment in startups. So there's 2 people who are going to be discussing these changes, Sandy Gilbert from Intergen and DealPoint, as well as Phil DeHoom, who's with the Private Capital Markets lawyer and executive with Private Capital Markets Association. So the key thing that I really am interested to hear from this event is some of the new changes that have been brought about around the self-certified investor prospectus exemption. So this allows non-accredited investors to finally start investing in startups. Now it's limited. There are some things that you have to do in order to be able to qualify for this. But for those of you who have long wanted to be able to invest in startups, but were never able to achieve that accredited investor status, this can be a cool opportunity for you to get involved and start putting some money into tech companies. The next event I wanted to talk about is being put on by Boss Insights and OKR Financial. Their virtual webinar around From Lending to Entrepreneurs, Tips and Best Practices on Funding and Due Diligence Preparations. So Karen Moynihan and Douglas Saxon are going to be leading the conversation here around understanding what the capital raising cycle looks like, whether you should be looking at debt, equity, or both, and really giving you a taste of kind of how you as an entrepreneur can put together the deals that you're going to need to in order to finance your company moving forward. And the last event I wanted to talk a little bit about tonight is one that I've talked about before, is the Startup TNT Pitch Night. So this is the pitch night coming up on Thursday where you will get to hear from the 20 top companies that have been selected in Calgary and Edmonton. So they have raised a crazy amount of money over previous summits, and this one's no different. So they're raising at least $300,000 for these local companies, and they're actually announcing the top 20 today. So you'll probably be able to find out more information about who these companies are here later today when they're officially announced, and then you can check out their pitches on Thursday night. That's all that I have for this week. As always, I'm sure there are other events happening here in Calgary that other people wish they were aware of, so feel free to drop the details in a comment if you're aware of 1 or 2 events. That's it for this week. Thanks again for watching, everyone. My name is Kevin Dahl, and that was your Startup Rundown.